In Singapore, bringing a simple pack of chewing gum into the country can result in thousands of dollars in fines, and this strict law has shaped the nation's clean image since 1992. How did a harmless piece of candy become a major target for the government of a modern, successful country? Learn English with facts and fun. Listening, shadowing, main points on screen, and review at the end. To understand this unusual law, we have to look back at the history of Singapore. During the 1960s, the small island nation gained independence. It was a developing country with limited natural resources. The first Prime Minister, Lee Kuan Yew, had a clear vision for the future. He wanted to turn his country into a modern, wealthy, and highly organized place. To attract foreign business, the government decided that the city needed to be perfectly clean. They believed that a clean environment showed discipline, safety, and efficiency. Throughout the 1970s, the government launched several public campaigns. They strictly punished people for dropping trash on the street. During this time of rapid growth, most citizens moved into tall public housing buildings. The government spent millions of dollars to build these modern apartments. They wanted people to live in comfortable, clean spaces. However, a sticky problem soon appeared. Chewing gum became very popular among young people. After chewing the sweet candy for a few minutes, the flavor would disappear. Instead of finding a trash can, many people simply spat the sticky gum onto the ground. This small, lazy action started to create a massive headache for the city cleaners. Could a tiny piece of gum really threaten the development of a perfect city? Soon, the problem spread beyond the sidewalks. People started leaving their used gum in very annoying places. Cleaners found sticky gum stuck inside the keyholes of public mailboxes. People pushed gum into the elevator buttons of the new housing buildings. When someone tried to use the elevator, their finger would touch the dirty, sticky mess. The cleaning crews had to work extra hours just to remove the gum. They used strong chemicals and special scraping tools. Even with hard work, the black marks remained on the clean concrete. The city was spending a large amount of money just to clean up after careless chewers. The Prime Minister noticed this growing issue. He considered banning gum as early as 1983. However, his advisors told him that a total ban would be too extreme. They thought it would upset the citizens too much. So, the government waited, hoping the public would learn better habits. Unfortunately, the situation was about to get much worse, and it would involve the pride of the nation. In 1987, Singapore opened its brand new mass rapid transit system, known as the MRT. This modern train network was a massive achievement. The government spent $5 billion to build the fast, air-conditioned railway. The MRT was designed to transport millions of people across the island smoothly and safely. The train system relied on advanced automatic technology. For safety reasons, the train doors had sensitive electronic sensors. If the doors could not close completely, the train computer would stop the engine. The train would not move until the doors were securely shut. Because of this safety feature, a few careless vandals found a way to cause chaos. Some passengers started sticking their used chewing gum onto the train door sensors. When the doors tried to close, the thick gum blocked the connection. This simple act of vandalism had huge consequences. The train system would detect a door error and immediately halt. Hundreds of passengers would sit waiting inside the stopped train. The delay affected the entire network, making thousands of people late for work. How long would the government allow a piece of candy to stop a billion-dollar train system? Engineers had to rush to the stopped trains to find the problem. They would discover a single piece of chewed gum blocking the expensive sensor. They had to carefully scrape the sticky mess away before the train could move again. These expensive delays happened several times in 1989 and 1990. The government lost its patience. The expensive trains were the symbol of a modern, efficient Singapore. They could not let careless people destroy the system. The time for polite warnings had passed. In January of 1992, the government finally took extreme action. They officially announced a strict ban on chewing gum. The new law was very specific. It did not make the physical act of chewing gum illegal. Instead, it completely banned the importation and sale of all chewing gum inside the country. As soon as the law passed, police officers visited local shops. They ordered shop owners to stop selling gum immediately. The store owners had to pack up all their boxes of gum and throw them away. The government also stopped any new shipments at the border. If a traveler tried to bring large amounts of gum into the country, they faced serious trouble. The penalty for illegally importing gum was a heavy fine, sometimes reaching thousands of dollars. In severe cases, a person could even face time in jail. The sudden law shocked many citizens. Some people felt angry that they lost the freedom to enjoy a simple snack. Others secretly brought small packs of gum from neighboring countries when they traveled. However, the government remained perfectly strict. They refused to change their minds. Would the rest of the world understand this extreme choice, or would they laugh at the strict rules? When foreign journalists heard about the ban, they wrote many critical articles. Western newspapers called Singapore a nanny state. They thought the government was treating its adult citizens like little children. Television comedians in America and Britain made jokes about the strict rules. Despite the negative press, the Singaporean government stood firm. Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew defended the decision strongly. He argued that the ban improved the quality of life for everyone. He famously told a reporter that if people needed to choose something to help them think, they should chew a banana instead. Over the next decade, the results of the ban became obvious. The city streets became noticeably cleaner. The expensive elevator buttons worked perfectly. Most importantly, the train doors never stopped due to sticky vandalism again. The city saved millions of dollars in cleaning costs. As years passed, the younger generation grew up without chewing gum. It simply became a normal part of life in Singapore. Most citizens accepted the rule because they loved living in a clean, efficient environment. The small sacrifice seemed worth the big reward. However, the story of the gum ban was not entirely finished. An unexpected international deal would force a small change to the famous law. In 1999, the President of the United States and the Prime Minister of Singapore started discussing a special trade agreement. They wanted to make it easier to buy and sell products between the two nations. The negotiations took several years, and many different industries were involved. During these trade talks, a famous American chewing gum company saw an opportunity. The Wrigley Company, which makes millions of packs of gum every year, contacted political leaders in Washington. They asked the American government to pressure Singapore into dropping the ban. The American politicians argued that some modern chewing gum actually provided health benefits. They pointed out that special sugar-free gum helped protect teeth. They also mentioned therapeutic gum that helped people stop smoking. After long discussions, the two countries reached a final compromise in 2004. Singapore agreed to make a small exception to the strict law. They allowed the importation of specific health gums. This included dental gum and therapeutic nicotine gum. However, the government still kept tight control over the situation. You cannot buy this special gum in a normal supermarket. If a person wants to buy the therapeutic gum, they must go to a pharmacy. They must show their personal identification card to the pharmacist. The pharmacist has to record the buyer's name carefully. If a pharmacist sells the gum to someone without checking their identity, they can go to jail. This strict process ensures that people only use the gum for real health reasons. Today, regular chewing gum remains completely illegal to sell or import. If you walk through the beautiful streets of Singapore, you will notice the bright, clean sidewalks. You will never step on a sticky black spot. The trains run perfectly on time, moving millions of people every single day. The unusual law started as a practical solution to a dirty problem. Over time, it became a famous symbol of the nation's unique character. It shows how far a country will go to maintain order, cleanliness, and perfect efficiency. This story reminds us that sometimes a society must choose between personal freedom and public order. The ban on a simple piece of candy completely changed the daily environment of a busy city, creating one of the cleanest places on Earth. Let's briefly review the coolest points. Gain independence, to become free from the control of another country. The country fought for many years to gain its independence. Punish, to make someone suffer because they did something wrong. The teacher will punish any student who cheats on the test. Rapid growth, a very fast increase in size or number. The city is experiencing rapid growth with new buildings everywhere. Massive headache, a very big and difficult problem. Organizing the big event by myself was a massive headache. Mess, a dirty or untidy place or thing. After the party, the kitchen was a complete mess. Clean up after to clean a place after someone made it dirty. It's important to teach children to clean up after themselves. Achievement, something important and difficult that you finish successfully. Winning the competition was a wonderful achievement for the team. Rely on, to need or depend on someone or something. I really rely on my car to get to work every day. Halt, to stop moving or happening, often suddenly. The train had to halt because there was a problem on the track. Scrape away, to remove something from a surface with a sharp tool. You need to scrape away the old paint before you can paint the door. Efficient, working well and quickly without wasting time or energy. Solar panels are a very efficient way to create electricity. Penalty, a punishment for breaking a rule or law. The penalty for parking here illegally is a $100 fine. Nanny state, a government that tries to control people's lives too much. Some people think the new laws are turning the country into a nanny state. Stand firm, to refuse to change your decision or opinion. Despite many complaints, the school stood firm on its new rules. Point out, to tell someone a piece of important information. He pointed out that we had forgotten to buy any milk. Exception, a person or thing that does not follow the general rule. Everyone must wear a uniform, but there is an exception for new students. If you enjoyed this journey into history, please subscribe and like the channel so you never miss our future episodes. We explore fascinating real stories, surprising facts, real crime cases, and remarkable moments from history, science, and human life, all while helping you master your English. Join us next time for another incredible true story.